And we are live. Good morning, good morning, good morning, you wonderful humans. My name is Seth Spicer, and this is Connected Community Health Support's live, free virtual exercise stream. We do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7:30 a.m., noon, and 5:30 Eastern Time. It's just a free instructional exercise video session. You can join in whenever, at any point during the exercise program progression, because we go for like 52 weeks. Join in whenever you want. Or you can go back to the start on our YouTube channel and start from the beginning and go through the entire series with us as it gets progressively harder so that it feels intensity-wise about the same because you're adapting the entire time. This is for anybody who doesn't have the time to transport themselves all the way to the gym, who might not like the rigor of getting up, getting around, going to the gym for 30 minutes and then having to scoot off to work. Maybe that's not realistic for you. Maybe you just think it's smarter to exercise from home. Makes sense to me. It's for anybody who may not feel comfortable going to the gym. It's for anybody who might not have the money to go out and get a personal trainer or a gym membership, or maybe you don't know where to begin with exercise. All of those populations, you've come to the right place. We do this because health and fitness should be accessible and it should be practical, right? You should be able to exercise and reach your health and fitness goals without having to pay, without having to have crazy time constraints. So you can find us at YouTube. You can find us at pretty much any social media platform. Feel free to like and subscribe to any of them. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, you name it. You can watch our videos on many of those platforms. There's a playlist on YouTube where you can go through from start to finish and you can find all of our videos. We made this workout program as adaptable as possible to make as many people make it as inclusive as possible for as many people as we could. But always talk to a physician before you begin an exercise program. That's just to make sure that you stay healthy, right? We don't want anything bad to happen. And again, all you need to join is an 8x8 space like I have here today. Maybe some workout clothes. I don't even think you need that. Grab some water if you need it. Aside from that, we're all set and ready to begin. All right, this is day 21. Free live virtual exercise stream. I'll turn the chat overlay on so I can see all of your wonderful comments. Bada boom. All right, let's do it. Good morning. Good morning. I'm gonna hide that because y'all don't need to see it. Oh, definitely don't show up. All right. All right. Warm up. We're going to do a couple extra things today. We're going to make sure we really get the hips warmed up. Feeling like an old man, so we're going to start. We're going to do internal, external rotation. It's like a hacky sack skip. You go here and here. External rotation. Hit the hacky sack on the outside. You can, of course, hold on to something if you need to. Switch that to the other side. Internal, external rotation at the hip. If you want to go just back and forth, you absolutely may. I hit one side at a time. So this is hip, internal and external rotation. I'm going to do it straight-legged now. We're going to just hang down, bend the knee there, do the same thing. Internal, external rotation. And this is a great way to get the hips fully warmed up. Alrighty. Hope you've all had a wonderful week so far. We're going to do some step overs and close the gates. Step overs, close the gates. Hurdle it, close the gates. Other side, hurdle it, close the gate. All right, there we go with that one. Next up, we're going to do our T-spine rotations like we always love to do. Hands out in front, hips forward, take your hands facing forward, reach the right hand back to the wall behind you, and come back forward. Keeping the right hand forward, reach the left hand back, and repeat on both sides. Watch the hand as it goes back. Breathe in, breathe out as you reach. Breathe in as you come back. Breathe out as you reach. All right, moving up to our shoulders. Time to start some shoulder circles. Ready, begin. And you can just get these going. Get the crease out, get the cracks out. Keep it going. Switch directions. Good morning, happy face. There we go. All right, and now I'm full screen so I can see all of that even better. Switch directions if you haven't already. I know I haven't. Get the shoulders warmed up. Happy face. I'm going to make a point to say how great it is, how consistent you are with these workouts. That is the most important part, and I'm so glad to see that you're here day after day. Good stuff. Next up, we have our neck circles. Go ahead and circle it out. Nice and slow. Should not be painful. If any exercise is painful, don't do it. If it's uncomfortable or just as a little burns a little bit, well, that's why you're here. All right. We have 20 seconds before we begin our exercise routine. 10 seconds, same workout as we've been doing all week. We don't change things up too much within the week so that it's not overwhelming. You have a choice between your floor touches or glute bridges, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Floor touch. I'm starting off nice and slow. You can join in. You can go at any pace that you like. Again, this is all body weight. This will always be using only body weight because I understand that not everybody has access to a lot of equipment at home, and I think that it should be more accessible. All of the folks at CCHS think that it should be more accessible than what you might be able to afford, than what I can afford. I'm not about to drop $1,000 on gym equipment. I'm just going to design a hell of a workout program that only requires body weight. However, I cannot design something to make the sun rise at a different angle in the morning, to keep the sun out my eyes. Sorry about that. Keep it going, almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Next up we have 3. Hello, welcome, whoever joined. Good morning, glad you can make it. We have a reverse fly row combo. Should I have this memorized by now? Maybe. Do I? No. Reverse fly row combo. It's going to change next week too. That's the thing. Reverse fly row combo in the bent over position, hands on the knees, forearms on the knees. You're going to do a reverse fly into a row with me. Ready, set, begin. Reverse fly in a row. Hands out to the side, pulling the elbows back. Not too much to think about. Not too complicated. We're just throwing the hands up, throwing the elbows back. If you need to do it one arm at a time, keep the core tight. If you need to do it one arm at a time, that's completely fine. Boom, boom. Maybe double tap it. Again, we're going for 60 seconds now of work to 30 seconds of recovery. What that means is it's going to start getting a little bit harder. We need to make sure you can maintain the intensity for all 60 seconds to get a true aerobic workout. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. 23 seconds. Don't mind me. I'm getting real close to the camera. Boot shot. Left my water on the table again. I have to be better about that. Next up, we have our overhead reaches. It's just what it sounds like. Reaching overhead. Ready, set, begin. 1 minute of just reaching overhead. And you might see this and say, what? I've overhead pressed 205 pounds, Seth. I've held a living bear over my head. Why do I need to do this with just my arms? And to that I say, do this for 3 rounds of 60 seconds and tell me if this or the bear was easier. Now, if you do need more weight for this, I recommend a tiny dog with a nice little saddle, like one of those little handles you have on there, and you can press your tiny dog over your head until the cows come home. Variation, 1 arm at a time. Touch your bicep to the side of your head. And time. That is all she wrote for that exercise. Next up, we have our march with an over leg reach. All right. What that looks like. Why does this hit me square there? Stop it. Next up, we have a march. As we march, we reach over and touch the back butt cheek. Reach over. Almost like we're crunching down each time. 3, 2, 1, begin, and reach, and reach, and reach, and reach. Restream just added a button where you might be able to play background music over the streams. If that's something you think you'd be interested in, feel free on the next break to shoot that into the comments if you think it'd be distracting, or you think that my taste in music, German dungeon rock, by the way, is not on par with yours. Let me know. Just kidding. That's my favorite taste in music is pretty much anything except for that. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Good work. All right. We lost one of our people. No. Next up, we have lateral squats. For anybody that might join in for the first time, a lateral squat is just a weight shift. Nice wide base, either side. And the weight shift starts just getting deeper and deeper as if you're sitting in a chair. All right. 3, 2, 1. Ready, begin. Weight shift and sit in a chair. I like to teach keeping the feet flat on the floor when you're first getting used to the exercise. And as you get a little more advanced, and you start getting a little more range of motion, you can feel free to rotate the foot up and really go down deep into the squat. But again, that shouldn't be a problem until you really get down in there. 15 more seconds. You only need to go as low as you feel comfortable. As long as you're doing a squat pattern, you'll be getting a workout. And time. Good work, good work, good work. Next up, we have our push-ups. You can do a push-up from the wall, from the floor, from a couch, whatever floats your boat. We call the couch coucho. So I'm starting with coucho. Make sure you keep the hips tucked up underneath you. Core tight. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Ready, begin. Join me. If it gets too hard, you can't maintain it for the entire time, feel free to choose the wall or any easier variation so that you can exercise for the entire duration of the time. Five, 4, 3, keep going, time. There's the set one for that one. We love not doing push-ups for more than 60 seconds. Give it time, it'll come back. Shoulder extension or flexion. Shoulder extension or flexion. We're gonna be in the bent over position. Again, forearms on the thighs. And all we're gonna do is extend and flex overhead. All right, 3, 2, 1, ready, begin. Flex overhead, extend backwards, flex overhead, hold for a beat, extend backwards, hold for a beat. And we're just gonna repeat that for another 45 seconds. Again, not too hard or intense, but by 60 seconds, you should be feeling it. If you're watching this on replay, watching the recorded version, thank you very much. We love to see it. Even if you don't join us live, we still love to see people getting engaged and enjoying our content after it's live. We stream it 3 times a day, live 3 times a week, to get as many people as possible. But if you're not in that group, I still thank you very much, and I hope that you enjoy the program. 3, 2, 1, time. Better than a cup of coffee in the morning, absolutely. Next up, inchworm to a crawl. For any individual that might be having difficulty going from standing to the floor, maybe you have a little bit of extra weight to lose, maybe you're getting a little older, maybe you had multiple knee replacements. If that's you, maybe this is a good opportunity to help transition to the floor with an inchworm to a crawl. Ready, set, begin. We're just inchworming down and coming back up, or inchworming down and holding the crawl position. All right, hold that position. If you're not able to get to either of those positions at all, that's okay. Find a couch cushion and push down into it, supporting your body weight over top of it, almost like you're giving CPR compressions. And if you do that, trying to lift yourself off the ground, you should feel it in the core, just the same as when we do the crawl pattern together. Again, as always, if you fatigue, push the hips forward, almost to a tall push-up position from the knees, and try and pull yourself forward across the ground as if I'm pulling myself towards the camera. That should engage the core. Pretty solid. 3, 2, 1, and time. So now you have a bunch of variations that you can do to feel comfortable with that core exercise number 2. Again, we're starting to work on progressing us down towards the floor because there's a whole host of other activities that a lot of individuals that might have a difficult time getting to the floor might be able to benefit from. Again, made it as inclusive as possible. I can get a workout, anybody can get a workout from it. All right, and we've got 10 more seconds of break before we go back to the top. I'm doing glute bridges. You can do floor touches if you like. Starting in 3, 2, 1, ready, begin. The floor touches, you're pulling your hips back. These are glute bridges, pushing my hips to the sky, driving through my heels, pushing my weight up through my heels. And these are both hinge patterns. A hinge pattern is basically a deadlift, as many people know it, but a deadlift is really a hinge, if we're being honest. And these work our posterior chain, comprising our glutes, hamstrings, and a series of back muscles. Keep working, 10 more seconds. I like this as opposed to floor touches because I can lay down. Just kidding. A little more resistance. And time. Reverse fly, row combo. I used to hit him with a 1-2 combo, you know. Not anymore. I'm a changed man. You gotta do what you gotta do. If you're currently scrolling through Facebook and you see the closed captions of what I'm trying to say rolling across the bottom, just join us. It's great. It's a good time. No, Siri, go away. Not now, Siri. That was rude. I'm sorry, Siri. All right, next up, reverse fly row combo. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Ready, begin. Here and here. Here and here. 1 and 2. Ba, 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 da, da. Maybe it would be fun to have music on here. If you're still here, if you're still seeing this, thank you very much. This is Connected Community Health Supports, free virtual exercise training. We stream live Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7:30 a.m., noon, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. Trying to make health and fitness accessible. You don't need anything other than your body weight and the will to exercise from home. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. All right. Next up, we have overhead reaches. Again, no body weight, just reaching overhead with the arms. What about music? Copyright music. Ah, true. Seen that in the news. I love it. Overhead reaches starting in 3, 2, 1. Ready, begin. Somebody should quote that. If we want music, we can turn the radio on ourselves. You know, that's nice to hear, because I was like, there's no way that everybody out there is going to enjoy the same music, you know? But all right, if you're just joining, again, thank you very much. I saw the number tick up once, so I always like to welcome everybody that comes in that I see enter. We're just doing overarm reaches right now. This is a vertical press movement. We have 8 different exercises within our workout program. They go through all the major exercise movement patterns that you should cover within your body. Again, 1 arm at a time if you guys need. It's always going to be free, always going to be body weight only. And all you have to do is follow my instruction and time. Christ almighty, that burns sometimes. And that's only set number 2 of those guys. Next up, we have the march with the overhead. I always say overhead. Next up, we have the march with the over leg reach. This is going to be working our abs a little bit. This is core exercise number 1 for the day. Again, CCHS, making health and fitness accessible. The march in 3, 2, 1. March with me. And reach down and across. Down and across. Down and across. Again, a full body workout by using all the major movement patterns. And if you ever have any questions about what we're doing or why we are doing it, feel free to ask me in the chat or reach out at connectedchs30@gmail.com. Just got my master's in exercise science, and I'm pretty much the last 8 years of my life to date has dealt with either athletic performance or exercise science in some realm, and pretty much all adjacent psych, nutrition facets of that. So if you have any questions, I'm your man. Shoot them into the chat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Nice. We're not doing the same exercise for 3 minutes straight. Our music will keep you going. You know, I really appreciate that. That's good to hear. This does feel a little more personal, too. It's not just some mass-produced exercise, body by Jake, bumping around. I like that. Thank you. And thank you for the affirmation. Lateral squats. Here we go. Get them going. Start rocking. Ready. Begin. And squatting a little lower. If you're having a hard time getting into a depth that you feel really works this out, feel free to push the butt back a little more. That might feel a little better on your knees as well. All right. I'm going to start going a little lower. Only because we prefer full range of motion, right? Full range of motion works all of the muscle belly. And you can actually increase your range of motion, making you more flexible just from doing resistance training through the full range of motion and time. Next up, push-ups. Yeah. I'm going to try them from the floor this time. I do this every time, and it's always a mistake. But we're going to try. 3, 2, 1, begin. Yeah, happy face. The longest we'll ever do a single exercise for is during the 45-minute block that we're in currently right now. Again, we recycle. We go 30, 45 in 2 sets of 30, which is really 60 minutes. And when we go for the full, pretty much, well, not the full 90, but we'll go for probably 80, 85 seconds. Pretty much the same exercise during the end of that block at the most intense period. But until that point. And during the 60-minute sessions, we'll break up the longer sets as well. So no worries. I appreciate that. Oh, wait, and time. I did that little rock back there, as you saw with the push-ups. Again, you can always do push-ups from the wall. I should have clarified that for our new folks, but oh well, now we know. Next up, shoulder flexion and extension. That's just good stuff. Starting in 5, 4, enter the bent over position. Ready, begin. Hold for a second at the top. 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 And then repeat. For another 45 seconds. One arm at a time, if you need. Hold at the top, forward, hold at the top, forward, hold at the top. Again, exercise should not be a chore. Exercise is just something we do together in the morning or whenever you watch these videos, or just making it a part of our life. You shouldn't have to drive to some concrete box a half an hour away. You shouldn't have to pay for gym equipment to be able to live a healthy life. Now, this won't do. 3, 2, 1, and time. This might not undo all of the effects of a completely sedentary life. But if you join us day after day for the full program, eventually we'll get to a point where we're doing enough exercise that you'll be able to reach your health goals, even independent of dietary intervention. Of course, there's always nuances within reason, but 400 minutes of aerobic exercise each week is enough to significantly reduce fat mass without dietary intervention. Inchworms to a crawl. Again, you can press into a couch if you want. I'm just inchworming down and holding this position this time. I'm going to suffer with you all. In football, we used to do crawls down the entire length of a football field. And that was fine. Full pads. I don't know if I'm just built different now or what, but this gets you. This gets you after 60 seconds. $15 more. Hold it with me. If you want to go down to a tall front plank, you absolutely may. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And time. Fantastic. Good work. Oh, we're all in this together. All right, we're going back to the top. Take 30 seconds. Grab some water. Woke up dehydrated. No bueno. Hydrate or dihydrate. It's important. I'm going back to my glute bridges. Feel free. Feel free to do floor touches if that's what floats your boat. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Ready. Begin. Sorry, I thought I heard something scurrying by my feet. I said, nope. Again, if you're doing the floor touches, push the butt back as if you're reaching to the wall. If you're doing the glute bridges, pull the hips up all the way to the sky. You should feel it in your glutes, in your hammies, either way. Hold for a second at the top. If you're doing glute bridges, that is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Next up, we have the reverse fly row combo. I'm going to take a quick note. All right, reverse fly row combo starting in 3, 2, 1. Ready, begin. Whoa, almost at the flexion extensions. Reverse fly, row. All you're doing is pulling the elbows back behind you and doing a reverse fly, hands out to the side. Hold for a second at the top with the reverse flies. If you want to increase the intensity just a little bit, again, hold for a sec, hold for a second, hold for a second, hold for a second. 20 more seconds. I say it a lot, but I'll say it again. I am in much less pain since I started instructing this program. My background is sports performance, specifically for power athletes. And that doesn't always come. And time with that exercise, that doesn't always come with a completely healthy body, because the amount of force you need to express and the amount of weights you're lifting to do that can be rather intensive. But just going through this aerobic exercise and going through all the ranges of motion 3 times a week has been great for me. And I hope, I hope that you can enjoy just the same. Next up, overhead reach. Standing, I do a kneeling so I can still see y'all. And 3, 2, 1, begin. Here we are. Set number 3. My shoulders aren't great, so y'all have no excuse not to not do this one. I know somebody out there is just sitting on the couch. I made a joke the other day. One of my good friends, finished up their track careers. And I sent a message to him. Actually, a bunch of my friends did. And I sent a message. I said, I was stuck in my NARP life, non-athletic, regular people. And one of the things I said, one of the rules is your run to tell to people to run ratio has to change dramatically. Run a lot less. Tell people to run a lot more. 3, 2, 1, and time. Unfortunately, I do not heed my own advice, and I do all these exercises with you, which I hope some of you out there can appreciate. Next up, marching with an over leg reach. Plus, again, we already know this, but this is completely anonymous. You can see me, I can instruct, I can't see you, which breaks that psychological barrier, that hesitancy that some people might have. Hooray, inclusion. Marching, 3, 2, 1, begin. Get them up and reach. Reach over, reach over, reach over, reach over. Like a rotational crunch, like a cross-body crunch without the shear forces on your back. Compressive forces, pinching forces on your discs. If you really want to go for it, of course, you could always do high knees for 60 seconds. And that's for somebody who might be a lot more aerobically trained. Again, we go by movement pattern and allow you to make adjustments on the intensity within that time. 10, 9, keep it going. Crunching across, and time. Ooh. Good work, good work, good work, everyone. Next up, we have our lateral squats. I'm going to take a quick second to say, if you ever wake up one day and you say, I just don't want to be there, know that I am your accountability partner, and I want you to be here. All you have to do is just show up day after day, and you will eventually reach your health and fitness goals. It's not ready to begin with the lateral squats. It's not a race, but a journey, and we make this sustainable, right? We don't want you to, if you're trying to lose weight, lose a bunch of weight, and then gain it all back. We want this to become a part of your lifestyle, right? We want you to be able to live a longer, healthier, more fulfilled life, if that's what you want. That includes physical activity, because I know a lot of us really enjoy the ability to be physically active, to go hiking, to feel capable, on command, to do any sort of physical activity that you might want. And I know a lot of people that also aren't able to do that, and they want to be able to. But again, it's not going to happen overnight necessarily. You just have to practice day after day and keep working towards your goals. 3, 2, 1, and time. Fitness Friday, yeah. All right. What's next? Push-ups. I'm doing my push-ups from the wall this time. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready. Begin. Keep the core tight. Make sure when you do this, you have a nice stable wall and you're not going to go through it. I can feel this drywall getting kind of creaky because there's not a stud here. Well, there is one stud here. Carry on. Keep on doing push-ups. I know that Snug, wherever he's at, or wherever they are at, I don't want to assume, probably did not like that joke. But here we are. You didn't join this because it's a comedy stream. 3, 2, 1, and time. Next up, we have our flexion and extension. Somebody else joined in. Thank you very much for joining. This is CCHS, Connected Community Health Supports free virtual exercise instructional stream. All you have to do, show up, follow along to my instructions, and get a great workout without any equipment necessary, all from home. This is the shoulder extension flexion. Forearms on the knees, reaching overhead and behind. In 3, 2, 1, begin. Flexion, extension. Hold for a beat at the top. Hold for a beat at the back. Again, keeping the core tight. We go for time, so you can modify the intensity to meet your demands. We're going for 60 seconds of work to 30 seconds of rest this week. Next week, it will change. If you need to put one hand, one forearm on a thigh, you absolutely may do them one at a time, so long as you alternate to work both sides. And back, forward, and back. And if you ever have any questions on what muscles these are working, again, I put myself in a lot of debt so that I could tell you. And time. Good work, good work. We're almost done with this workout. It's a 45-minute workout. That's including the warm-ups. Again, really quick, get in, get out. 45 minutes in your own home, so then you can go shower and start your work day or what have you. I have a big day planned ahead of this. It's only going to be 8:15 by the time we finish. Nice. Inchworm to a crawl. Again, you may absolutely push down on a couch like so, and that should activate your core. If you want to do inchworms with me, feel free to begin in 3, 2, 1, begin. Inchworm it forward. If you want to hold that crawl position, please do. If that doesn't feel comfortable, feel free to walk it back up and inchworm back down. Again, that's a great opportunity to practice getting to the floor and going back to standing. If you happen to be an individual that might struggle with that. Again, this is an inclusive workout that everyone from your 3-time All-American friend Seth here can get a good workout from, as is any individual who might be getting older, might be severely overweight, or might have had some sort of knee issues, as I know many Americans do. Keep holding it. 14 more seconds. I'm going to shut up so I can focus for the last 10. Three, 2, 1. And time. The thing is, it never really burns at any given point. Well, the overhead reaches do. There's a couple actually that do, but it should never burn too much. It should just tire you out. And that's how you know you're doing it right. If you start to burn, that is, I don't want to misrepresent people who say it's lactic acid. It's free protons as a result of glycolysis. You don't actually feel the lactate, you feel the acidity. Anyway, don't worry about that. If you feel some burning, some acidity building up, that means that you've gone anaerobic for that exercise. And the intensity is a little bit too intense, okay? Ideally, we should be able to hold the conversation through the entirety of these workouts. That's how you know that you are aerobic, which means you are burning primarily fat as a substrate as opposed to carbohydrates. If you want to go more intense and burn carbohydrates, there's obviously benefits to that as well. But for our purposes, fat burn, weight loss, aerobic cardiovascular health, along with a slew of other things that come from exercise, that's the range that we're trying to be working in. If you have any questions, now's your opportunity. Shoot them into the chat, and I'll try to answer them live. If you have any aches and pains, shoot them into the chat. And if you have any questions about the vitamins and minerals in spinach, Google it. If you have any questions about how to get to sleep faster or ways to meal prep to make nutrition more accessible, feel free to shoot me a question. Now's your chance. I'll give that a couple seconds for them to come in. If there's anything you want to see that you don't currently see, last stream, if I'm going to wait for questions. Last stream, I completely blanked out on the 3 C's of hardiness. It's commitment, control, and challenge. Commitment refers to committing to the task at hand, the goal at hand, into the circles around you, the communities around you that allow you to reach your goals. Yeah, should have thought of that one. Completely escaped me. Oh, well. All right. If there are no questions, I'll sign off for today. Thank you all so much for joining. Again, as always, if you're watching this on replay, we stream these on replay Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday at 9 a.m., 1 p.m., and 7 p.m. Eastern Time. You can see all of our videos, the playlists updated on YouTube at any time. You can start from the beginning and tell your friends to start from the beginning. My name is Seth Spicer. This is Connected CCHS. I will see you all Monday. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the weekend. And on Monday, I better hear about whatever type of exercise you found that makes you feel happy and fulfilled. Tell me what your favorite physical activity is that you did over the weekend on Monday. See you then.